They will avoid the issue of drugs. But today, if you were to visit all of the stuff, this is one of the reasons I'm too high, and people think that I'm so high as it relates to the issue of uh, employment. Because being the chair on labor, there are things that we are seeing, especially how will you reduce the rate of drugs when you are dismissing young people unfairly, wrongfully, right? And when you dismiss them based on a petty issue, where will they go? So you will increase the rate of drugs. So what we need to do is to have our young people employed. And how can we do that? There are so many businesses. You have foreigners occupying the low level positions. We need to look at our own law that forbade that. Our labor law forbade that. We need to create more room for our young people. Another thing they are doing that is wrong is outsourcing contracts. When you outsource contract to foreigner and other people, you make it more difficult as it relates to employment. So there are things that we all need to do as a country. And when you look at the law, both the labor law to that of the Decent Work Act, you have so many beautiful laws. But we just look at it, they are just theoretical. We are not implementing them. If we implement those laws, Liberia will be a better place. The rate of drugs, young people getting addicted to drugs, will reduce because they have something to do. But without that, trust me, there will be no change.
As chair on labor, do you think you what are you putting forth before your colleagues for deliberations in terms of bettering the labor sector of our country?
Uh, I would say like we cannot go into new law every time.
You're speaking. The laws
Or
are
we
already
have
there.
an existing law that we need to implement.
How does that
So,
work?
Uh, it worked that people living by the rules. It worked by people avoiding their pockets.
When you say
It worked
avoiding
by
the pockets, what do you mean?
if you're a labor inspector, let's take for example in bombing, Bapulu, in Lofa, if you're a labor inspector and you get on the ground, the site, and you were, asked to do your own evaluation, you will notice our people suffering. Let's look at the Bao Chico. Let's look at the issue in Cape Mount, China Union. Labor inspector go in, but because of petty cash,
Has that been the case
because of
over the
petty
period?
cash,
Have you observed that? Have you been some of those things
when you
documented by you?
when you are an inspector, your duty is to enforce the labor law. Your duty is to enforce the labor law.
Is that not working?
But I've been in there. I've been visiting the very concession site.
Since you became representative,
I'm telling you, we have a lot of bad labor practices.
who do you blame?
I blame the inspector. I blame the ministry. Because the function of the ministry, my function is oversight. The function of the ministry is to implement those laws. And you're not doing that. Let's look at the issue of the termination of contracts. Most of them like there was a case with the NPA where they terminated the contract. And the only thing they were using is the Decent Work Act, Section 12 to that of 13.4.
And what does it say?
What they talk about the termination of employment, right? The employer have the right to terminate contract, right? But mind you, it's not like when you are going through some financial difficulties, you have the right to terminate contract. But doing so, you should also know that not for employee. The law for employees is different from the contract law. We should understand that. For the contract, as it relates to the labor law, You cannot just go and terminate contract. The first thing you do if you want to terminate contract, you have to follow the following procedure. Provide a valid reason. The employee should be given first offense, second offense, and be given the time to represent themselves. But many times, when you listen to people, we dismiss this person, we dismiss that. What's the ground? Look at your own law. According to 9.2 of your labor law, right? Section 1502. Read that. All of the things our guys are doing is wrong. And there is something we call, even if you want to dismiss, we say that an employee whose employment is terminated because of economic reason are entitled to 4 weeks of severance pay for each complete year of service. The law are there. But we just dismiss. And today in Liberia, I see the dismissal of people as wish hunt. It could be one. Two, it could be about a political interest, because the dismissal is unfair and wrongful. What make it unfair? What make it unfair is this: if you terminate a person contract because you feel that you hate the person or for no reason, it's unfair. What make it wrongful is where you breach the statutory law or the contract, the agreement between you. Then it's wrongful. Then we also have another one: constructive dismissal. Constructive dismissal having to do with the employee and you. You see the man as an HR, and you say, look, because I hate you for no reason, you take the guy from the HR position and send the guy in the library. And the guy feel that he's qualified, he's a professional person. This guy can't go into the library, so the guy resign. That's constructive dismissal. It's wrong. And it's happening under the watch of the ministry. I think every time we listen to people, it's a hope for change. We're going to change, we're going to rescue, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Every government come in with their own thing, their own argument. They come in with their own words, but yet and still things remain the same.
You are a legislator. How do you think these things can be worked on in terms of building the system to make it more viable and workable for everyone to have a peace of mind?
The best way to do that is to take the system from a political view, a political, plan, to a more professional end. So if CDC came, downsize, harmonize, another government, they came in, they dismiss. So another government 2029, another group will come again. Will we continue doing this? We are all Liberians. We are all Liberians. We need to stop.
On the issue of protestation, this has been an old age problem in Liberia. People protest for minor issues and some major issues, and that. And these things have been hampering the workings of some institutions, concessionaires. Now you're chairing the Committee on Labor. What do you do? What are your involvement with concession companies in terms of living up to their standards or their agreements with their employees or their contractors and volunteers?
I think for the 55th is doing well. We have the speaker. I would like to commend the speaker. He has set a committee with labor-related issue, we've been going in, we've been talking like the issue of Channel U went in, and we came down just by going through their own agreement, and we saw the lapses. So what we did was to tell them, do our report, and do one or two recommendation to them. And most of the concession company are living up to it. We watched to see in 6 months.
You saw the situation in Cape Mount quite recently.
Yeah, I think you listened to the report from the House. I think they dismissed the head of the entity.
You think that should be the case, always to dismiss the head or the heads of institutions or concession companies? Why we can hold the bull by the horn? During the onset of the agreement, we have these things placed into order to stop protestation, to stop all of the political interferences and all of things at concession companies.
Yeah, I think with the issue of the protest, every employee have the fundamental right. I'm not saying to protest, something good, because if we continue protesting, we create the atmosphere where people out there will be afraid of our own country, and investors will be afraid to come, because if every time you have your worker protesting, and who will want to come and open a company? So for me, the best way to do that is to have a dialogue, right? Where you have a roundtable dialogue and discuss with the union to that of the entity or the concession. So it just work along with what I told you from the labor ministry. The labor ministry need to do more so as to avoid protest, because the issue of protest happens to do with the fundamental right, employee right, as it relates to the contract. You can't tell a man, say, I will pay you this, and you cannot pay. You can't tell the man, say, look, the working environment will be good for you. We're going to give you your working gear. We're going to give you protection gear. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you, we're going to compensate you. Then at the end of the day, they can receive it. You can't tell workers, say, they are benefit, right? Occupational benefit, health, and you cannot give it to them, right? They are all part of the cycle, employment cycle. So if you get away with it, you find people protesting. So the concession, those are occupying the position as senior manager, need to work along with the law. So if all of us go with the law, we have a good working environment. But if one group bypasses the law, it makes it more difficult, and you have more protest. So the labor ministry have to get their inspectorate team 24-hour working, right? This is the reason we requested that a good amount of portion.
Yeah, where I was coming, because for people to work, they need the necessary support, and you are responsible for that.
Yeah, because the key. So when the rescue took over, the key thing we're hearing is bad labor practices. So what you can do is to empower the.
Are you aware that the bad labor practices started way back before even you become your lawmaker?
It's a traditional thing.
So it's a traditional thing.
Yeah, because
not just this regime.
The way the guys see it, and mind you, our own Liberians are educating the guys. Trust me on that. Our own Liberians are the one educating the foreigner
to carry on the bad labor practices.
Of course. When everybody doing business is to get profit. So when the foreigner come, they try to look for more profit, right? So this is the reason that even as it relates to the income, especially for concession area, right? We need to have a percentage, a tax on income. Because investment coming, they pay the money. At the end of the day, they extract our natural resources. We are not skilling it to know how much going out. The guys are getting rich. And Liberia, we as Liberian are getting poorer. So we need to work out a modality that taxes should be paid. If you do that, then we all have a better Liberia. We all have a better Liberia. But if we refuse to do that, if we refuse to go according to the law, then definitely we have difficulty ahead of us. Yeah.
you have a very huge tax, Representative Mulva, and covering 15 counties. There will be issues in one or two, three counties at the same time with the issue of protestation. Uh, how do you intend to work on that? Share your tentacles to settle some of the problems?
I think
Because
the issue of labor protests and violation and other thing happen to do with the labor ministry. That's their function. I have oversight. My oversight responsibility is to tell them what to do.
your
It's to
presence
tell them
could
to do the
could
law.
somehow is the the
So,
situation.
my issue would be visitation. I go in and do my own investigation. What I see that is not necessary, what I see that is against the law, I inform the labor ministry. They will go in to do their work. I cannot bypass the function. I cannot go against the issue related to quote unquote our function, our very function, right? They have their job to do. I have mine to do. Mine is oversight to tell them what to do. To tell them, oh, guys, you are going against this. Or guys, you are not going according to the law. But I cannot go in there as a labor man to mitigate issue.
You don't want
When
to.
there are issue, we have to receive a complaint. When we receive complaint, our duty is to go into it, to have a dialogue and see what can be done for the interest of the both party. So we are on two sides, the employer and the employee. The employer have their right, likewise the employee. So our job is to mitigate the issue. Yeah.
Now let's look at your stance at Capitol Hill, on Capitol Hill, right? And what are you putting before your colleagues? What are I'm talking about some of your legislative thoughts. Do you have the intent of putting before them some other bills that will better the lives of the people of Liberia?
Yeah, there are so many of them, but the thing about bill is not rushing thing. Like I see every minute bill come on board. We have bill doing session, this bill, that bill. The bill process is not a rushing thing. You have to take your time because when the bill is enacted, it turns to be a law. You will not have, a law where the law is not benefiting the people but just few. So we need to be careful with the issue of the formulation of a bill. So one issue I would like to clarify was the issue. Yeah,
Before you do your clarification,
yeah. Before we get to what I want to get to.
meaning you don't have anything on mind for any legislative enactment. You don't have anything on mind for now.
Oh, we did the first one, which was the resolution, the War and Economic Crime Code, and we are strong on that. And despite being threatened, I'm not afraid of those been threatened from some ex general. I got a lot of information, got a lot of things
Why you are not the only representative? Why will you be threatened?
because I'm the proponent of
The
the
resolution.
resolution. Yeah.
Eh,
So,
eh, eh,
and I would just make it clear now to the public, I'm not afraid of threats, right? We were here during the war. We know what it takes, and we know how the war look like. So you cannot make me afraid if I'm telling you that those that committed atrocities should be persecuted. That's my view. That's my opinion. And you threaten me, it will move me.
73 of you. Why were you, or 72 of you? Because we have one, the all in Grand Jida, we don't have a representative for now. So 72 of you, why only you will be threatened, even though you prefer
There is a list, and I'm the top of the list.
blacklisted lawmakers?
Yeah,
By whom?
by some ex-general. I received the information from one of them. I will not call name.
Mm.
When they had their first second meeting, I'm informed. So today we have some security group looking at us, and I think we are also being monitored by the U.S. Embassy. So those that are going about with their threat, they should continue their threat. By the end of the day, there will be a war crime code. Whether they like it or not, there will be a war and economic crime code.
What benefit will the War and Economics Crime Court bring to Liberia?
One, it helped create a free environment where people can come and do business, people can come and invest. After the war, have you seen a lot of investors coming? No. People are afraid because people that committed atrocities were not penalized. So people did things through the cultural impunity, you know, everything is just the same. So if we penalize them through the court, if we get justice, then Liberia would be a better place. Liberia will be a peaceful country. But as for now, we have peace. So anyone can come.
Are we not enjoying the peace?
Anyone can come and say, "Look, I will go I will go and do this."
There are a lot of people saying the need for this code is not important.
Oh, few people.
not,
few people.
Not a lot, right?
Not a lot. Few people. Few people saying that. And with the issue of the
when you were signing this resolution, I saw you by the side of the speaker. When you were signing this resolution, what kind of spirit were you in? Smoke K Moba.
One thing is that when I was signing this, the first thing, even when the resolution was being put together, I feel that it was about time that people who stole our country money, there will be an end of it. There will be an end to corruption. Will reduce corruption. I had a feeling that those that were killed during the war, some of us, our parents were killed during the war. We had, a bit relief when this was signed because those that did that would be penalized through the justice system. So until then, we all have passed. The Senate had approved. Whether the Senate change the wording, I'm sure there will be a war and economic crime code. This part, the way the resolution looks.
So in case you had a relative, for instance, Representative Moba, and and they've been caught in the web of the two cases, war and economics crimes, or war and economics issues. Will you be having a bold face to see them being prosecuted as a lawmaker?
This is what Christ said. If a portion of the body stops you from going to heaven, you have to cut it off. So if a portion of mine will stop Liberia from being a corruption-free society, then the portion have to go.
If you were caught in the web as well as a lawmaker, will you be willing to be prosecuted?
I will be willing to be prosecuted because that's the law. I will be.
Will you not feel humiliated?
In what way?
As a lawmaker?
In what way?
Going to the court for hearing?
Look at the penal code that talk about murder. Our own code that talk about murder. We got people who committed atrocity, who murder other people in this country. Only one, they are in jail. Get to Sawbridge. The issue in Bunk County. The issue in Nima. There was an issue in Nima of a lady and a guy.
The guy who caught the lady.
Yeah. He's there in jail because that's the law. Then we have people who kill people, who committed atrocity, massacre. 400. Look at the St. Peter Lutheran Church. 400 in number. They were killed.
Like the one in Mulupala in Bunk County.
Should we allow them to go? No. They should be penalized. They should be penalized. If you penalize them, then we will have a lasting peace. But without that, we still have a fragile peace. Anyone can come and say, look, I will go in there and do my own. Because they have learned it. That's the reason we see people keep stealing. If there's no way we can penalize people for stealing, then we will just be, we just be stealing around here. The new generation will come, another young people will come, they will steal, they go free, and we will live upon it. So to stop that, we have to create a buffer zone, and the buffer zone is the war and economic crime code. Yeah,
you are lambasting of this thing. It seems that this is one of your success stories. One of your success story since you became lawmaker.
Yeah, it's one of it. But we have more coming. We don't rush with things. This is the first. Before we get to August, we have another one coming in. A very huge one. It is a bill, and we will love it. And I see a lot of our other colleagues will find favor in that. We're going to love it and pass it so that we can have a society where we all can benefit, not just few. So let's look at the issue, even with the issue of the economic crime. I think you listen to Belletti where he make mention of money
We
laundering.
talk about the representative Musa Hassan Belete of
Yeah,
Nimba.
yeah, yeah. He make money of the horses used to launder money, the 54th and the 53rd. So I would like to make one or two clarity. One, laundering money by the house, I would say is wrong. That's not true. Both the 53rd and 54th, because when you talk about laundering of money, it's where people illegally obtain money. But then it will be through a criminal institution or organization. The horse is not a criminal place. What it did is smuggle money, they embezzle. Embezzle gave you the legal right to move money. But if you misappropriate the fund, then you embezzle. So what the executive did at that time, they sent money in there, it passed through there to them. It will move there and pass through to them, but the appropriation of it went the wrong way. So most often because of that, people find out that when they look at the horse's budget, they see the house continue to steal, the horse is corrupt. But the lawmaker are not the one receiving it. They are not the recipient of it. So it always make the lawmaker ugly. But they were not there to discuss the issue, the remnants. So because of
Talking
that,
about the 53rd and 54th legislatures.
yeah. So because of that, all of the happening went on them, and they consider them to be the most corrupt.
So meaning they didn't have more oversight in how monies were being expended.
Yeah, because the issue of the budget, as he said, money laundering, because money laundering, it tells you that the institution, right, like the house, the money was sent in there, they had no idea, it passed through and came out, that's money laundering. But then, the house, the guys that are the one that developed the budget, they are the engineer of the budget. How will money pass through there without the house knowing that money is passing? So the issue there is not laundering.
Okay.
The issue there is embezzlement.
But you stand with him. You stand with the representative Musa Belete.
Yeah, as it relates to the budget. The past budget, not this present budget, the past budget. There were allotment that even the lawmaker, some of them, they were zero to that because it could be one reason they were not going through the budget, they were not scrutinizing the budget, because what they do is that they give every individual, every lawmaker a copy of the budget. And your duty is not to place your copy down, your duty is to go in your budget and scrutinize it for yourself. Then you have findings. But if you cannot scrutinize the budget, anything that passes through from the executive will go through. So because of that, most of our people were here reliable for corruption.
So how do you people intend to work on to improve on that on such thing as 55th lawmakers?
Yeah, to improve on it, first of all, you have to have a leader like the speaker, a leader of integrity, a leader that believe that the Liberian people should benefit, a leader that is people driven. Fonati, this is the reason I voted Fonati. The first thing Fonati did was to make sure we have a participatory budget hearing where other stakeholders, civil society come in to share their opinion. The next thing would be, before the passing of the budget, to have a legislative hearing of the House of Representatives where we will input our ideas. So if we do that, it tells us that we are going through the budget, we are scrutinizing the budget, we are investigating the budget. So any outcome of it tomorrow we will be here reliable. So that's a brilliant idea, and I support that. I hail Honorable Fonati Kofa for that. So when I went through the budget, I saw lapses. My duty was to inform the Ways and Means on those things that I saw. So I told Honorable Dixon, look, Honorable Dixon, let's look at the hospital issue, the government hospital in my district.
Honorable Dixon Sibo.
Yeah, the budget is low. The youth and sport, you're talking about fighting drugs. If you fight drugs, you need to rehabilitate our young people. It could be treatment programs. The budget for vocational program is less. NVTC, the allotment there is 4,000, which is less. My hospital, James David, in my district, one of those referable hospital, the budget allotment is 100,000. Can 100,000 in a year take care of a hospital? No. So when we told Honorable Dixon, he listened. And he did the needful thing. Even the issue of fire disaster, the disaster management thing, there is an increment in their budget. Likewise, the fire service, there is an increment in their budget. If we do this, if we make the budget people driven, then Liberia will be a better place. Then you will find out that our people, society will have an impact. So these are some of the things we've been doing.
Good. Well, he's Representative Smoke Moba of Montserrat County District 3. He's my representative this morning. If you're out there and you want to form part of the discussion this morning, just call us on 0880-514-096, 0880-514-096, or you can call on these alternative lines 077-5978-530, 077-5978-530, and be a part of the conversation. Good morning. Good morning. Oh. Good morning, caller. Oh, I don't know, but let's see if we can take it from this angle this morning. Good morning. Go ahead.
Industry number 3, Montserrat County. First of all, let me commend the representative because they extended to the position of representative in our district. They are doing well a representation within the hall. Not just to go there to represent people, but it all sounded in the hall, part of our district. Moba, no, he explained a lot of things that will make our district fine. We are sensitive within the district. We very, very pleased with him. But we ask that you will do more and you will not do the other lawmakers to be a branch representative. Remember, I say bravo to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, maybe this is as long as we're calling you from Lover County for this in the morning.
Go ahead.
Let me appreciate the district number 3 representative with the expose he is saying. Something he told Melvin, they say we will have remedy for criminal in Liberia. I mean, criminality will minimize. But Melvin, the lawmaker has speak well this morning. Number one, they grant everyone that used to be in the house today with the energy he has. I know that will not be repeated. But I will consider those who do the murder in the past. Now, when we see that going to court, those who do impressive murder will also go to court. Let all we can see now somewhere in the country. So, honorable lawmaker, they're going to give you long life, and your lawmaker in the government must support you for the rest of the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me see if I can speak with this person. Good morning. I'm not getting this person on this our baseline. I don't know what's happening. 07759785530 or 0886-324740. You can call and be a part of the conversation this morning. 0886-324740 or 07759785530. Call the lawmaker is in here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm calling you from district number 3, Personal Communities.
Go ahead quickly.
What the honorable is just saying is just true. The man over he talks about he already designed a place. Sunday evening when you go to that place, you see him will be out there jubilating, taking photo, doing all kind of things. You know, a bunch of smart in front of people. That's why we call representation. You know, when you do something like this, that will benefit plenty people. That's to say you put people in line to be given every money they can, you get a 1 cup of red, 1 cup of red. No. But what you will do, even that water issue we're talking about, when we release this project, it will be released for the community. The only thing I want for the honorable to do, they have to also try to put something into order. That is, sending some break in that house. You know, the drill has just become outside all over. That's a big wrong. And somebody will not just take law for death for your house. Just dump it on the big rule. That should be wrong to penalize people for this thing. Make people hard, that be bad. So put things inside, motorcycle and party around to collect this thing. But when we don't fulfill the country, we just leave it like that. With the notion that when we take action against people that will come back home, they will not vote for us tomorrow. People who are conscious-minded people, they will vote for you. Because we will see what we are doing.
Okay.
They say, what will the good news? We say good news about you. So we will not be afraid to take action against people who will do wrong, who will come back home, to make our city look dirty, to make our country look ugly to other people. That will say when we take action against such people, they will not vote for tomorrow. Also, minded people will vote for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning.
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 Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead quickly, please.
Yeah, I'm calling from District 3. I just want to appreciate the lawmaker in studio. I want to say, Honorable Sumo, we are proud of your work. The level of work you are done in our district, we are so proud. We will continue to bless you for your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take a few more and go to the lawmaker. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Takwan Avin Puren. I join you from District 6 from Sumaru County.
Quickly.
Yeah, I just want to commend our team here this morning on our Modwa. You know, you said something that really touched me in the process, which was about the different web bill and also the employment rate. What our people are really, they are using our people in this country and they are not getting the benefit of the young people. But you go in the various stores, places in the program like our young people are sweating, working, and they are not benefiting anything at the end of the day. So, I wish that you should get on your people and make sure that our people receive the benefit and their Liberians be able to feed their country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commendations for the lawmaker, but I will take 2 more, then I'll go to the representative to conclude this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just standing.
You say your name?
I'm Mr. A. Standing.
From where?
I'm calling you from Omega Total Gas Station.
Go ahead quickly. We don't have time.
Yeah, I only called to contact our representative. You know, if we have about half of those kind of people in a house, I don't think we're going to face problem. But my recommendation to him is that at least let it try to do something with this garbage. People take the so good, this, that, but the so good take that from somebody home. If people begin to pay taxes
Thank you so much. I go to the lawmaker now. Several commendations and a plea to you, Honorable.
Yeah, okay. Let me just throw a little bit light on the plea that was given. The issue of diet. I think two persons make mention of. One said diet, another person said garbage. Just the same thing. I think our main thing here is with the municipal. The city is responsible for diet. So because then it was a traditional thing that the city take care of all of the diet. The population size at that time was less. So for now we have a huge increment as it relates to the population size. So you have District 2, District 3, District 5, District 4, and 6. 5 districts in Painesville. So the city alone cannot take that. This is the reason we are coming up with what we call the Waste Management Decentralization Bill. Right? We need to decentralize the issue of waste management of diet in the various districts. So every 5 districts will be responsible for their own diet they make.
Okay.
So we will have a point where we deposit. Then the city can pick out. They will be the one that will control the management of it. They will pick it out and carry it to where the diet belongs. But if we leave everything just with the city, trust me, this is the reason you see Red Light very dirty, Ominga dirty, because the city alone lacks the capacity to manage all of this diet. So we need to decentralize it with the various district. If we do that, then we start getting a very clean environment.
Honorable, thank you. I think you just want to touch just on 30 seconds or 45 seconds. We'll let you go.
All right. We just say to our people that we love them and we are there to represent the citizen, and we will represent to the fullest. Thank you.
Well, he's Representative Smokey Moba. He's representative of Montserrat County District 3. He's been my guest on the first lap of the Super Morning Show. Is on your radio this morning. My name is Melvin Stewart. I will be back later on after this break. I hope that my guests from Orange, Liberia are already here, around here.